Jumping is a skill that you might have already noticed the children are quite confident in doing at your service. It's really important that we take the time to teach this skill to the children so that they cannot progress further with any bad habits and especially not injure themselves as they are jumping on things or off things. Before we get started with teaching any of the fundamental movement skills, there are a few things we need to remember. 1. Make sure that you set up some visual cues for the children. This could be a visual cue on the ground, or you could even hang some stars up in the ceiling to encourage them to jump nice and high. And it can also support them with bringing their arms up to reach for an object. 2. Make sure you over-exaggerate how big you're doing the movement so the children can see exactly how it's done. Make sure you exaggerate especially how you're landing through both toes and knees bent. And 3, remember that with any of our locomotor skills, start practicing the legs first before you include the arms. Alrighty, let's get jumping. When we jump, we have to have a lot of strength in our legs. So let's glue our hands to our hips. And for step 1 of our jumping, we're going to do some squats. You could do some squatting in obstacle courses that you set up around your service. Let's do 4 squats all together. Have your legs out a little bit or however they're comfortable. You ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hopefully that wasn't too tiring for you. Step 2 of our jumping is we get to focus on our arms. When we jump, our arms are reaching behind our bodies, then they come up into the air and back down. I'll do it, but I'll face the side. Back, up, and down. Amazing. When they're reaching behind them, if you wanted to add in some visual cues, maybe they are grabbing some stars and they are throwing it up, back into the sky, and then back down. Or you could reverse that and they could be reaching behind. They come up and grab the stars and then put it back in their pockets. Step 3 of our jumping is we need to put together our legs and our arms. So let's try that all together. When we are bending our knees, our arms are coming behind us. As I straighten my legs, my arms shoot up and I'm grabbing those stars and then I bring them back down. Let's try again and I'll face the side so you can see. Bend and grab, coming up and down. Great job. Now we get to do a big jump all together. If you want, you can reach for the stars or you can throw the stars back up into the sky. Let's do one big jump all together. Are you ready? Down, up, down. Great job. Make sure that you are landing on 2 feet and through our toes first. I hope you have fun doing the jumping with all the children at your service. You might notice that there are a few common errors that the children do as they are learning a skill for the first time. It's really important that we learn to detect and correct these errors so that the children do not progress further with bad habits. Some common errors that you might notice the children do as they start to jump is that they don't know how to land with 2 feet on the ground. It's really important that we encourage both feet to land at the same time, and we can do that by incorporating some visual cues on the ground. You could get some tape or even some stickers and dots and place them on the ground and make sure that when they're jumping that they're landing toes first and then through the heels. Another thing that you might notice that they do is they aren't using their arms correctly. It's really important that their arms swing behind their body and then up and straight back down. You can encourage their arms coming up and grabbing onto those stars by including some arts and crafts into your program. Maybe they could make some stars, hang them from your ceiling, and see if they can jump tall enough to grab them and then put them in their pockets. Lastly, it's really important that their eyes are looking up. We can't jump high if our eyes are looking down to the ground, so make sure that you're standing in front of them or encouraging them to look up at the stars that they're reaching and then coming back down. Happy jumping.